Welcome back to Creator We Shoot Films, where we teach about shooting movies, tutorials, reviews. We do everything here that's dealing with creating a great image, you know what I'm saying, whether that be for photography or video. Now, today though, what I want to talk about is the importance of audio and what you might want to consider, the pieces of equipment you could use from advanced to novice, or just from hard to easy, whichever way you want to talk about it. So that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to get into. So let's do that. All right, now, very important to make sure your audio is great. People will forgive a bad image, but will not forgive bad audio. So let's make sure we get into that. You got to consider whether you're doing narrative work or talking head testimonials. It's all important. All right. So you got to consider where you're going to do it and the sound of that location. Is there a lot of Wi-Fi going on, depending on what wireless things you're going to use? If you're going to use boom mics or lavs, or, you know, there's a lot to consider. Microphones. You got boom mics. This is a boom mic. This is a Synco boom mic from the company Synco. This here can use phantom power or not. Or if you don't want to worry about phantom power, it could take its own AA batteries right inside. So you don't have to worry about phantom power. You can pretty much use this anywhere you go. That's why I bought this one. I bought two of these because I like these. They sound real good. And it's a great boom mic, you know. You use these for inside or outside, but make sure if you use these outside, you got something like a dead rabbit. Now, this one ain't really the right one for this one. You place this on the outside. The fur and the covering stops the wind from creating that harsh sound if you're outside and it's blowing. But like I said, this ain't the correct one, but you want to buy the correct one in order to get the best out of these. Over the person, but right outside the scene. All right, just like I got one right now, but you just can't see it. Let me show you an example of what this boom sounds like.
Oh, is that friend how you got that eye?
Look, man, don't worry about my eye.
Don't worry about it, huh? Well, don't you worry about coming in here tonight, going in my refrigerator, drinking up my drinks, and eating up all my food that I paid for.
Then you have the trustworthy, I've talked about these before, newer 2-pack dual system. This is a dope system. Sony was like $90. You get the whole casing. You get everything you need. They're very short, strong. Got a good weight to it, but they sound good. The noise floor is good on these as well. You can also change out the capsules if you wanted to. You can change out these capsules right here, and they give you a mono one, and they give you a super cardioid. You know what I mean? Or cardioid. I'm a fan of the cardioid. If you wanted to be a little more strict, get the super cardioid, a little more, you know, direct. They give you everything you need in here. You know, the holders, you know, everything you need is in here for like $90, something like that. It's really a great package to have. These, I don't usually use these outside. These are usually, if I were to use them, I would use them inside. Actually, let me show you an example of what they sound like.
Yes, God wouldn't want you to do this, man.
Don't do that. Don't try to use God to play me, because you got in the car that night. You squeezed the trigger and you killed my brother. So tell me why I shouldn't do you the same way.
I always carry this. It's a bit old, the Video Micro. This is one of the first ones that they came out with, the Rode Video Micro. This little thing right here, it saved me a bunch of time. Just plug and play. You don't got to worry about no phantom power. You don't got to worry about none of that. Just keep it in your bag. It's so small, you never know when you need a good sounding mini boom mic. That's what this is. All right. This could go on top of your camera. This could go as a regular boom over the shot, out of the shot. It's really a great microphone. It's not that expensive. There's no reason not to have one of these in your bag. So make sure you get a small system like this. Plug and play. There's nothing to it. Now on and off. As soon as you plug it into your camera, the camera powers it. So you don't got to worry about none of that. Batteries, nothing. This has saved me a few times. Now check out how this sounds.
Better known to you as the people's rapper John Connor, and I'm making this video right here as a way to show my love, gratitude, and appreciation to all of my loyal fans and supporters.
All right, now you have lavaliers. Now the labs I have here are the Rhodes. Again, I'm a kind of big fan of Rode on certain levels. I like them because they're very small. They don't cost too much. It's not hard to hide these at all. So these are lavalier microphones when you want to not have a boom. And sometimes when you're doing narrative work, you need to hide it so you don't show it, or it's a wide shot and they're walking around. So you need to create a lav situation. Now, when you create a lav situation, it could be wired. Now you could take, these are recorders. This is the next thing to talk about, but this is a recorder. So this is not a wireless. These are wired recorders. This is the H1N, which is pretty inexpensive. And you have the almighty H4N. This has been around for quite a while. The H4N, over 10 years, and it's still running, still doing me good. You have the Mix Pre 3, which is just a whole other level of recording. And, you know, when you start getting more seriously, this thing, I love it because I time sync it to my Blackmagic. And so whatever I'm recording, it's in sync. It's so easy in post when you time sync to your camera. I suggest you do that for your professional stuff. Time sync it to your camera, and man, you just right click and it all syncs up together. All the audio is flawless. I love it for that. And it's almost impossible to distort this. The floor, the noise floor is amazing. It's 32-bit float. There's just a lot going on with this that's amazing. But again, this is a whole other level. You know, when you're ready for this, get it. All right. But not to say you cannot use these. These will still work for you. Now, this, if you want to use this as a wired lav, you just hook it up, do what you're gonna do, hide the lav on the person and tuck this, turn it on, tuck it. It's got a lock mode on here, so it will not do anything. Once you put it on lock, nothing on the buttons are gonna trigger or nothing. You hide it, and now you have a wired lav that you can have them walk around in. Same thing with this. All right, what you also have is these Kamicas. This Kamica wireless set is actually a double set. I got the other one somewhere else, but you can have two lavs into one system. So you can record two people into one receiver. It's great. This is wireless. This is UHF. UHF sometimes is more reliable than the Rode. All right, this is the Rode wireless. This is the Rode Go. This is the first version though. But UHF sometimes is more reliable than these because these work on the same Wi-Fi frequency that everybody works on, like 2.4, something like that. UHF doesn't. So you have to know, I like to have them both. And I tell you the truth, I know they're a little big and bulky, but the UHF has been more reliable than any of these types. And I've had the Blinks, I've had a few of them. And the UHF has never failed me. But not to say that the Rode and those other type systems can't work. You just got to know when to use them. If you don't have someone to hold your boom for you, you put this on the pole, you put your boom pole over, and now you have a boom holder. This is very important. Can come in handy when you need it, a boom pole holder. All right. Gaff tape, you wouldn't think has nothing to do with audio, but it does. A gaff tape is how you can use gaff tape to hide the lavs, to do a lot of things. We'll do a whole other thing on hiding lavs one day, but gaff tape is always important. Always keep gaff tape with you no matter what. You feel me? It's very important, man. Those are the basics of what you need to know. Now, as far as equipment of what you can choose. Now, whenever you're dealing with audio, remember the number one rule is to get it as closest to the person as possible. All right? You want it right out of the shot. You can get it whatever way you got to do it, but get it as close to them as possible right out of the shot. Unless certain lavs are good, because there's certain talking testimonials that it doesn't matter if you see the lav. Those are great. You can just put it on. It's going to be easy. When you're dealing with the booms, usually you don't want them seen. Again, it's right out of the scene as close as possible. You want to have your boom mics. Check your levels. Usually the level is about -12. Every recorder is different. Every preamp is different. So understand what it is and what's the best place for you to have it comfortably. Make sure when a person is, before you start your scene, whatever it is, make sure you tell them to say it how they are going to really say it. Because you'll tell somebody, give me a mic check, they'll say something, and then when it's time to go live and you go action, they just explode and do a whole other thing other than what you were ready for. So make sure you tell them, I need you to say it and express it like you're really going to. All right, so that you can level it out, put your levels in the right place. It doesn't matter if you have a 32-bit float system where it's almost impossible to distort. Doesn't matter. Always make sure that your levels are correct for the scene. All right. It's just a more responsible thing to do. Because I just wanted to give you the basics of some pieces of equipment that's really going to help you create good audio and do what you need to do. So hopefully that helped you. I'll have all this stuff in the bottom if you want to check it out. They're affiliated links. If you buy something, I get a little something to keep it moving. I appreciate y'all checking me out. Hopefully this helped you or gave you something to think about. If there's any questions you have, let me know. I'll try my best to answer it down in the comment section. But again, appreciate you. Subscribe, hit that bell on the side so you get notified on time. And like I always say, it is what it is. I'm out.